really need this to be a we listen and we don't judge situation, besties. Hello, friends. I'm outside. I don't know when I'm going to get the chance to film this video, and I kind of want to film it like while it's fresh. So yeah, just excuse the lighting. I'm literally using my front porch light and we are outside, but I do have a mic. Like, do I get points for that? No? Okay. Anyway, so if you guys are new, hi, my name is Maddie. I am a stay-at-home mom to two. I have a 4-year-old and an almost 2-year-old, and sometimes being a mom is kind of stressful. Okay. And I do not really drink. My younger daughter's about to be 2, and I would say I've maybe had like 3 drinks since I've had her. One of the times I wasn't even around her. And if I drink, I'm socially drinking, and it's usually when we're like out to eat. I'm never driving, and I'm never solely in charge of my children. But sometimes being a mom is hard. My kids are very strong-willed. I'm in therapy with my older daughter, because I feel like we were yelling all the time. And, we also don't hit our kids. That's another piece of that puzzle, is that they're kind of, we have to work with them. You know what I mean? Which can be exhausting. There are times that I tell my kids, I don't want to parent. Like, I want to have fun with you. Okay. So that kind of sets the scene for what happens. Okay. So I had told my fiance, his name's Jacob. I told Jacob, like, I think I might need to wind down after the kids go to bed, which that's another thing. Our kids don't sleep great. That's a whole nother conversation. But I told him, I think that I might want to wind down sometimes. Like, I might want to maybe have a drink, or maybe dabble a little bit. And I don't want to become someone that's like doing it all the time. But I was like, you know what? I don't know. Maybe y'all are going to judge me for that. But I see a lot of moms on social media that smoke the devil's lettuce or do like gummies and things like that. I am friends with some of these women. Okay. And I wasn't going to do it like when I was alone with my kids. That was something, and I didn't want to be super impaired. Did not want to be super impaired. So when I was in high school, I may or may not have been around the devil's lettuce at times. It's not legal here in Texas, so I am not going to incriminate myself, if you will, allegedly. But then I became a mom, and I also feel like it's important to say I am on prescription medications for anxiety and depression. And so drinking on those isn't always the best idea. So yeah, I had told Jacob, like, I just kind of want to wind down a little bit. Like, sometimes I'm so stressed, I feel like I can't fall asleep, and like all these things, right? And like, but I wasn't going to take it and then go to bed because our kids end up in our bed. So I was like, just like on the days you're off, like maybe I can just chillax. I don't know. I was kind of joking. I was mostly joking. And he was like, hey, we're in Texas, and THC gummies are legal. They're legal. Okay. Now, mind you, like I said, I have been a mom. I have been at home raising my babies. And so I have very much been removed from the party scene. Okay. My sister is 17 months younger than me, and there are times that she is drinking something new, and I have no idea what she's drinking. No idea. I was 21 when I had my first. I got pregnant at 20. I may or may not have tried some drinks before I got pregnant, but it was very limited because I was underage. So anyway, my parents were really chill. So they would let us drink at their house and stuff, which I'm pretty sure is legal. But anyway, that's besides the point. I'm 25 now. So my fiance gets me these gummies, and I really need this to be a we listen and we don't judge situation, besties. I really do. Okay. So they're THC. I'll insert a picture. THC Delta 8, Delta 9 blend gummies. Now in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, cool. Which also, wait, let me back up. I have tried CBD oil, like the kind you ingest. It just like mellowed me out. I really thought, I know y'all are going to want to hold my hand and be like, bitch, what the fuck? Listen to me. I really thought that I was going to take this, and I've taken anxiety meds like when I was in high school, when I was really going through it, that just helped me relax. That's what I thought this was going to be. It was not. It was not. I did not realize. Y'all. This sounds so fucking dumb. Listen. I did not realize that you still get high when you take THC gummies. A moment of silence for me, okay? So my man, Jacob, bless his heart, is talking with his brother. His brother has done a dabble or two. Did dabbling, if you will. And was like, yeah, get these. They're $3.50. Cut it in half. Even the guy at the shop is like, dope. Again, I'm thinking, girl, I'm not even going to get high. Okay, so I'm cooking dinner. And it kind of kicks in. I'm like, okay, like I'm chilling. And then I finish dinner. And we're sitting there eating. And I felt like I forgot how to swallow. And I was like, I didn't know these were going to get me high. Like, I went into this ill-prepared. So I did not like that my kids were by me. I will say that. Because I don't like being impaired around my kids. I wasn't being mean or anything, but I was just like, oh my God, like I did not know I was going to feel like this. So as the night goes on, so mind you, I took the gummy at like 5:30. Okay. So then I call my sister and I'm like, bitch, I didn't know that this would get me high. Like I'm like kind of stressed. I'm definitely someone, I don't like to get too impaired. Even when I was in my party phase, I did not like to get like super impaired. So I was like, girl, like I am too high. And she was like, you just got to ride it out. Like just drink some water, chill out. Like Jacob's got the girls, like you're fine. Okay. So we live on my parents' property. So my parents come down and my sister and her boyfriend, and I am flying high. I am soaring. Okay. Everything is funny. I'm like trying not to pee myself on the couch. I'm laughing so hard. All right, chilling. No big deal. Again, personally, I don't love that I was that impaired around my kids, but it's not like they were being hurt at the same time, but I'm just someone, I don't like to do that around my kids. But again, I did not know that this would get me like that. Neither did Jacob. So, the night goes on. They end up going back home, and around, I think, 8:30, I start feeling really bad. I start feeling really, really bad. Like it's not fun. It's not the vibe, okay, if you will, as the kids say. I don't know, but I am just not having fun anymore. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, I just need to relax. I just need to ride this out. And Jacob had told me, I don't think it's going to last that long. Like, you'll be fine. Babe, it's lasting a long fucking time. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'm just going to lay back. I'm going to just sip some water, and I'm going to just, like, close my eyes. Tell me why it feels like I'm on a fucking boat. Yeah, I don't know either. So it's like, I'm, like, getting motion sickness sitting on my own couch, okay? So I'm sitting there, and Jacob's like, are you okay? And I remember being like, no. Like, I'm going to puke. I need a bowl. So I start vomiting. Just vomiting everywhere. Okay. And I'm like, okay, I think I'm good. Like I threw up all my dinner. No. I ended up throwing up 4 times before we went to urgent care, but we'll get there. Okay. So I threw up the first time and I'm like, fuck, like that was rough. Like I went until I felt like there was nothing left. Right. Okay. And then like I'm chilling and I'm trying to drink and like I can't even sip on water. Like it is making me like gag, right? So then Jacob tries to give me a Gatorade. I'm like, no, like I'm cotton mouthing. I'm like on manual breathing, y'all. Like I'm not having fun at this point. So after I throw up the second time, which I made it to the toilet, so kudos to me, I look up, what does it mean if you take THC edible gummies and then you throw up? And it means that you overdosed. Okay? It means that you overdosed. Like, what the fuck? I didn't even know you could overdose on THC. And then it said, like, if you have continued vomiting, that you need to go seek medical attention. And I was like, bitch. Or to call poison control. So after my third time throwing up, I'm like, hey, I think I took way too fucking much. I am going to need you to call poison control. I'm sure that's not how I said it, because at this point, I am fucking over it. So Jacob calls poison control, and she's like, yeah, the lady's like, she took too much. She needs to get some fluids in her. If she can't hydrate, you have to take her to the hospital. Over some fucking THC. Some THC. Bitch. That is so fucking embarrassing. Right? Okay. I tell Jacob, like, I can't drink. Like, I feel so bad. I cannot drink. So, I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta go to the urgent care. Like, I feel so fucking bad. And at this point, I'm so anxious. excuse me, I have to take meds every night, like birth control, all of these things. And I'm like, if I take my meds, I'm going to throw up. Like, that's not good. I ended up skipping my meds on accident. We'll get there. So I'm like, I like am having like body aches. I'm sweating. I'm like, I feel fucking awful. Okay. So my parents come and get the kids and they're like, Jesus, like Maddie. And I'm like, I know. I'm really sorry. And they're like, it's okay. So they take our kids. So we decide to go to urgent care, right? And we walk out. Okay. I'm like sitting in between our front door and my vehicle, and I am just projectile vomiting on all fours in the front yard. There's nothing left. This is my 4th time doing this. There's nothing left. And Jacob tries to rub my back. I'm like, get off of me. Like, no. So we make it to urgent care and he signs me in. I'm so out of it. Again, like I just feel so bad. I'm high. I don't feel good. We make it back. And like there's the CNA that checks you in. Like he's getting my, asking what happened. And then this nurse comes in. Now, mind you, they are down to a CNA, a nurse, and a doctor at this urgent care. And I feel so bad. I feel so bad that I'm taking a bed. I really do. I feel awful. Like, this is fucking dumb. I'm so sorry. And the nurse comes in and she's getting all my information and she goes, any drinking, smoking, or drug use? And before Jacob or I can answer, she goes, well, obviously. Like, but ma'am, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't know it would do this. I was ill-informed. So like, let that be the lesson of this video, to please at least Google before you take something. And I was trying to Google what is the difference between like weed and THC, and I guess that weed has the cannabis in it, but it felt the same to me anyway. So yeah. So they come in and she's like, hey, we're gonna give you Finagrin and fluids, a bag of fluids. And I was like, can I breastfeed on the Finagrin? And she was like, well, you're technically supposed to pump for 12 hours. And I was like, then just give me the fluids. Like, I'll be fine. I'm just really dehydrated. She was not fine. So, because at first she had said 24 hours and I'm still breastfeeding. So then it went to 12 hours and I was like, just give me the fluids. Like, I don't really want to add more stuff onto this because Finagrin can also make you really tired. Okay. So we get the bag of fluids and the doctor comes back in. The doctor was really chill. The doctor, I was like apologizing to him and he's like, no, this happens more often than you would think because these aren't regulated. So you may have thought you took 175, and he goes, which that's a lot for your first time. But he goes, but it might have been way more. And I was like, fantastic. Cool. Thanks. So that's not actually how I was. I was like, are you serious? I'm sure that's how I was. So anyway, he was like, no, you definitely needed to come in. There was a heart monitor sticker on my door. I was so dehydrated. Wow, Maddie, a 25-year-old mother in here because she did a THC gummy and took too much. Very classy. So we do the fluids and the doctor comes back in and he's like, hey, so you need to be able to drink this bottle of water. It was like a little bottle. You need to sip on this and you have to be able to go for a walk. And he goes, I've seen this so much where, we think people are fine and then they get out to their car and start puking. Like, walking just makes them puke everywhere and you're like really dehydrated. And I was like, cool. So I start sipping on the water and I start gagging again. So I'm like, okay, can I have the Finagrin now? The nurse comes back in and she's like, you decided you want it? And I was like, girl, like, I get that you're angry. I would be irritated with me too. I'm so sorry, but you are going to make me cry. So yeah, I can't even be mad at her. I can't. Like, I'm so sorry, queen. I'm so sorry. So yes, I get the Finagrin, but that makes me feel even more drugged. I do not remember the drive home. I do not remember, like, I do know I walked to the wrong vehicle in the parking lot. I do remember that. I was able to walk. I got home. I passed out. I told Jacob when we were at urgent care, make sure I take my meds when we get home. Homie was tired. He had worked all day. I did not take my meds. So that was Sunday night. Okay. Monday, I had set up a play date and I had to tell my 4-year-old about it. So we're going, but I do not feel like the Finagrin had weared off like all the way. Like, I was feeling awful. Like, I'm not even going to lie. Thankfully, my friends were like superstars with my kids because I was just like, I feel horrendous. I'm still nauseous. They did give me a script for more Finagrin, but I did not want to take more because like it made me feel so awful, which like, I mean, all of it did, to be honest. All of it did. So anyway, yeah, that was a thing. Now it is Tuesday. It is Tuesday night, and I still don't feel great. My stomach is still pretty upset, I think, from being so dehydrated. And then also missing my meds. Like I said, I'm on an antidepressant and birth control. So I did have to order ovulation strips. Ovulation tests. So I don't get pregnant. Because we're getting married in October. And I'm not ready to be pregnant again. And I don't want to be pregnant at our wedding. So I need to make sure. I haven't got my period back. We're getting really deep. But yeah, I don't want to get pregnant right now. So anyways, that's what happened. So I just went, and I still don't feel back to normal. I'm still like having poops, guys. And I'm still kind of nauseous. Like I feel like I'm getting over a tummy bug. So I did just want to hold your hand. And I did just want to let y'all know in this awful lighting that THC does get you high. In case you were like me and you did not know. It is, you can't take too much. You can't overdose. My paperwork from urgent care says adverse drug reaction. And I did overdose on THC. Did not know that was a thing. But it can be really dangerous because you get so dehydrated. And I mean, you can have serious complications from dehydration. That's not something you really want to mess with. So I am glad we went in. It was embarrassing. I cannot fault the nurse for being irritated with me. I'm sorry, girl. But yeah, this was my story on how I overdosed on THC gummies. So, and again, this was a we listen and we don't judge. And I think I'm good. I think that I will just wind down with a bath, maybe, or go for a walk by myself. Yeah, I also want to say, I feel like I kind of, like, thinking back to what I said, made it sound like my kids are awful or I don't like being a mom, and that is not the case at all. But if you are a parent, specifically a parent of, like, strong-willed kids, young kids, like, it can be really hard. And I was being vulnerable in sharing that with you. So, be nice. And sometimes I'm really hard on myself too. So some days I'm like, wow, I was not the best mom I could have been today. But like, okay, I was telling my fiance, it's really annoying because I'm trying to like play pretend with them and they just want to fight. They just want to argue over everything. Like I'm trying to play vet with y'all and y'all are fighting. Y'all are slapping each other around over this stuffed cat, and there's 4 stuffed cats up here. And so like that stuff just wears me out a little bit. Okay. And some of the stuff irritates me more than it should. And I think I'm aware my kids like screaming and crying and having meltdowns like, ooh, there's a bug. Fucking shit. Anyway, back to what I was saying. My kids having a hard time does stress me out more than it should. Like it sends me in a fight or flight a lot. And I have to like talk myself out of like, hey, you're not being chased by a lion right now. It's just your kid having a hard time. Like, take a breath, sis. It sounds silly, but like, I literally, today, they were both crying and like having a hard time and throwing tantrums, and I was sweating because it stresses me out so bad. And that is a me problem. It is me. It's not them. They're being normal kids, but it's a me problem, and that's part of the therapy we're in. So I'm trying. I'm doing my best. This was a vulnerable story. I hope you laughed. I hope you're sitting there like, wow, this dumb girl. Wow. Haha. Cool. So, and if you did not know, now you do, that THC does indeed get you high and you can't take too much. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I'm really sorry about the lighting. But I hope to see y'all later. If you like this video, please subscribe. I don't post a lot of content like this because, bitch, I'm a mother. But yeah, I will see y'all later. I hope you have a wonderful day.